The phone call's just come in.
Oh, who is it?
Is it Wiggly Scott?
Oh, gadget! It's wiggin'.
It's me, it's Wiggly, and I'm back once again for another Fallout 4 settlement build tour. And here it is, a beach, slightly transformed, just a bit of a break from the norm. Yeah, I got old walls, but I needed new ones. And if you don't like it, can stick it up your Harris! I'm not bad actually, thanks mate. I'm just going to take people around the settlement, show them some of the work I've done if you don't mind. This is the greenhouse. Now, as I've said in some of my videos, I don't use cheat mods where possible. I only use mods that change the appearances of things. But what I did find, once I installed USO integrated, that it did seem to break the food, and it allowed me to put food wherever I want, on concrete or wherever it may be. And I didn't like that. I didn't like it at all. But the amount of items it gave you, it was kind of worth working around that. And so what I did here was built this greenhouse to be sure that whenever I was putting food down, I was putting it down in a place where it is actually allowed. I mean, it's quite obvious underneath this greenhouse and where you're supposed to put food, because it is kind of marked out. But it was a bit diagonal to where the house was, and I just like things to be in line. Like, you'll notice I've used this shed here. I've made the shed part of the sort of build, and it is perfectly in line with the house, because that's just how I like to build. And this greenhouse here is perfectly in line with this house. And before I built the greenhouse, you just had this out of line piece of land for the settlers to place their food on. And like the game, as I said, it was letting me place food on concrete. And it was also letting me place food over here in the sand, which I'm not sure if it originally let you do or not. And so since I didn't want to cheat, I went to the trouble of building this greenhouse, and it actually worked out for the best, because it enabled me to put these turrets around the greenhouse, stop the turrets firing in and destroying the food when we get attacked. So yeah, let's take a look at the log cabin. Log cabin. That'll do. Right, like I said, here's the shed. I've used the place anywhere options there to sort of flip it round and push it through the wall, because it was actually outside the shed on the other side, and I wanted it inside the shed. And I've put a couple of generators there to give the greenhouse some power, or is it to give the log cabin some power? Either way, it puts power around the settlement. We've got some nice weather here today. I actually went to the trouble of making a weather clearer, and then the game crashed, and I never bothered to do it again, which is also the same with the landing upstairs. You're going to see some work that I haven't done. I had actually done it at the time, but I can't be bothered to do it again. You would have to use your imagination. So yeah, this was initially, I'd put some sort of display cabinet here, but it kept breaking and loading in the void, so you just get this big purple mess there. So I had to replace it last second with a cola machine there. And we've got some abstract art and a bar with some bottles and whatnot on it. It's all from mods that I've explained time and time again. Check out my channel for the previous videos, and it'll tell you all the mods I use on a settlement to settlement basis. So here at on the coffee table, we've got everything I would need. I mean, we don't have a pack of Rizzler there, and we haven't got a little pot with green in it. We need to sort that out, don't we? But we have got a bong, we have got some cigarettes, and most importantly, a cup of tea, because you've got to have a cup of tea. Yeah. Right, fireplace. Some like these wood log cabin thingamajigs, they do come with windows, but as usual, they're so scratched and dirty that you can't see out of them. So what is the point? Why don't I just put a wall there? So I left the glass out of the equation. There is actually, I might actually put glass in it at a later date, because there is some glass that I found did work well with this. From the, what mod was it from? It was from, oh, we'll have a little think about it. While you have a look round, I'll have a little think about that. Ah yes, it was from the SOE pack. It was part of the Institute stuff that it gives you, actually. I was able to put some glass in, but I'll show you that in a moment. And then one day I might actually get round to doing the whole house. But it doesn't seem to affect their happiness not having glass in the window, and it looks a lot nicer. So let's pretend there's glass there. Look, have a knock on the window. See? There's glass there. There's glass. Right. So, done my little workshop. Got all the things you need. These are... Some of the mods have installed some of the different colour things. I've never seen one of these that colour in the Wasteland though. I mean, I've seen those blood hatch or whatever it's called, but they're not quite that red, are they? And here's some cool little bits and pieces from one of the mods I got from the oh, I'll put it at the bottom of the screen there. There it is. There you go, and this is sort of the study, if you will, downstairs. And as we've just seen, the front room, or the living room, and the kitchen. So let's go up this spiral staircase. What glitching? I can't see no glitching. Up here, this is the area I was telling you about earlier, where I actually, because it looks like a bit of a hunter's cabin, I did use all the meat that I had on me and make a load of the heads that you can put up on the wall, the heads on a plaque sort of thing. And then the game crashed, and I didn't bother to come back and redo it. I couldn't be bothered. And I also had better uses for the meat, as I'm doing a project at the moment on Spectacle Island, trying to farm as much meat as I can. Here's the communal sort of bathroom. This house is the house for the main family that was already on this settlement when I got here. So there's the little bathroom. Not much to speak of there, it's just a bathroom. I thought I'd be clever and have the door push me out. Like that. Right, and then, out here on the, back through the landing, we've got the little boy's room. And he's left some little handprints on the wall. Yeah, I thought that was a nice little touch. Here's his room, he's got his little spaceships and whatnot on his sofa and rug. And he's got his TV. And his little ninja, and I shrunk this little table there so he could rest his little chuddies on there. Look, sorted. What more could a ninja need? Right, and then we've got some games and all that, and some books. Make him a smart lad. And then yeah, and what I said about this, and then this is the parents' room. Here we've got a little hamper there, or wash basket as we might call it in the UK, but we're in Boston, so when in Rome, do as the Romans do. That's an hamper, right? And this is the bathroom, or as I like to call it, Lebog! Ah, and I've been looking for this for so long now. We've got Lebog roll! Yeah, well, simple things. Here we go. Some towels and that. And the radiator, I've wanted that for a long time. All I need now is a clean bath. Which I saw, my friend has that. He must have got it from one of these packs, but I don't know which pack he got it from. So, still trying to track down the clean bath, if anyone knows of a clean bath in the mod packs. Here we got whatever tickles your fancy on the bedside table. Bit of how's your father. Right, let's go outside on the balcony. And shut door. We've got a brand new, fresh Vim machine. Because, yes, there was a nuclear war 200 and odd years ago, but I've got people that like to clean things. Is it hard to believe? Same goes for the wood cabin, you know. There's I don't know, some people might think this looks a bit out of place. I think it looks alright. I think it looks just about within keeping. I mean, there's a few clean things around, but look, there's some dirty old wood that you'd find out in the wasteland. He says, turning around, looking at the city. As you find in the wasteland, look, there it is. Bit of treeage going on over there. Right, so yeah, this is his little balcony where matey just stands and read the paper. Didn't ya? He's a lazy sod. He used to do a bit of gardening, didn't ya? And now he just stands there reading the paper. But yeah, out onto the... Back onto the balcony, look, the landing. Whatever you want to call it. What do they call a landing in America? This is a landing in the UK. What do you call it in America? I bet you it's got a different name. It must have. Right, and anyway. So yeah, there's the wood, and you've seen the kitchen, ain't you? And you've seen the greenhouse. So let's nip out the back door. And I've got another cabin there for all the staff members, everybody else basically that lives up. Will you get down? Everybody else that lives here on the settlement. That is their living quarters there. And, of course, Lebog. And Lebog 2. And that's for if you want number 2s. If you want number 1s, we have got some urinals at long last. Or urinals. I've been looking for these for ages. I finally got them. And there's a little shower in there. Look. If you press the switch, it turns on the red light and lets other settlers know that the Lebog is engaged. And that somebody is having a little shower. There you go. Shut the door. Yeah, what else is there? Oh, there's the actual cabin itself. Oh, and all these shops and things. Right, so, as I said, I do use mods, but I do not use FreeMaker. This entire settlement is built off the back of these 7 water purifiers, which was actually initially 6 water purifiers. I thought the game had crashed then. But eventually it became 7, and I was able to empty these out and take them shopping with me whenever I wanted to buy shipments of wood, basically. Wood, steel, and all those other fine things it takes to build a settlement. So let's have a look. I hate water purifiers as well. Why'd they have to make them so ugly? So I covered them up. See, I hid them with this thing. I didn't want them ruining my beach. Got a beach here. Right, and here's the general trader. He would normally have some bits and pieces in his shop. You know, some stuff on the shelves or whatever, but the game kept crashing. Because, I thought, you know, I'm using too many mods. But I can't help it. I'm not turning mods off. You know, we've all seen a junk shop or a general trader shop. If you want to see how I normally decorate them, go and have a look at my other videos. But I wanted to do some architecture here. So I did some architecture instead. We worry about the details later. So here's Missy. She's at the bar. She's got her own bed in there. We'll have a look at that in a bit. And then I've got this rather smart little mod here that actually works as workshop storage. It's got all my stuff in it. Look, I've got 250 bottle caps and 130 water. So yeah, and there's yet more generators and whatnot running the water purifiers. And I've tried to hide them as best I can as well. And I've left holes, sort of windows in the building, so the wires can go out there and connect all the water purifiers. And they're also quite far away from the living quarters, so that the settlers don't have to deal with the noise. So same goes for the gun shop, as goes for the general store. And there's a little patio area for the settlers to sit and enjoy the sunset. Sarsaparilla, Parilla, wherever. Yeah, let's go in the in a little log cabin. Hey. Oh no, my bowl's gone in the air. Who's made me bowl float? Right, shut the door. Right, this, and again, not too much detail in here. I wanted to concentrate more on, you know, using the build limit for architecture as opposed to junk decorating. I've done so much of that, but I will do more. Never fear, there will be more detailed settlements coming up. But trust me, this one really did wait on the build limit and cause a fair bit of crashing. And I can hear the Xbox spinning up when I fast travel here. It gets all excited. Ooh, like that, you know. Because that's what excitement sounds like. Right, and look! Me red shelves, I had to do this lot twice. Did this bedroom twice. And there was actually something on the table on that side on the first time. It was an alarm clock. I couldn't be bothered to go and get it again. But I did do all this twice. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. A bit of related stuff for cooking and making coffee and that. And making your hair stand up as well. Put your tongue on there and it spike your hair up and you won't need a hair gel. It's all about... what's the word? Oh, never mind. What's the word? That's what it's about anyway. So I think that is it. We got this little door here. I thought that was rather smart. I managed to glitch the ladder in the door so we can get out here, should need be. Jump down here. And enjoy the sea. Or the lake, or whatever it is. Is it a sea? Yeah, it is a sea, because it eventually leads out, doesn't it? Oh, and here. I had to do this. I'm not exaggerating. It must have been 6 times I had to do this, because the game crashed. And I did this and forgot to save it and wandered off, did something else, made the game crash, and then realised I hadn't done it. So I had to keep... 6 times it got me. I shouldn't admit that, really, live on a video, should I? But there you go. There's the greenhouse. And there's some, yeah, there is Nordhagen Beach. So, please, touch my buttons if I've touched yours. Follow me on the Twitter at WIGG1YSCOTT. But most importantly to me, comment in the comment section. And I'll see you next time.